that work? Are we streaming? No, we'll see. Anyways, yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, like I just dropped a client off. I'm working with a client that flew in here to work with me
Oh
yesterday,
God.
and I'm like, "Yep." So there's a fire.
Yeah.
And so I just dropped. She's down at a hotel called Shutters by the beach, which is a really nice hotel. When she arrived, the hotel was at 30% capacity. It's at 120% capacity. It's full of dogs, families, people crying because they all evacuated from the Palisades down to Santa Monica to stay at this hotel. And oh, I don't know if y'all can hear me. It's probably better now. So they evacuated, and so I went down to the hotel because I can't smell the smoke anymore from up here on my deck. But when I went down there, like my lungs are charred. Like I dropped her off. Like, yeah, I smell like smoke, like nasty fire smoke. So the fire in the Hollywood Hills right there, that just broke out like, I don't know, not even 2 hours ago. And that's between Runyon Canyon and Nichols Canyon. So Nichols Canyon, like Runyon Canyon is like a park that a lot of people go hike in. But there are hundreds, you can see this area. Zoom in a little bit onto the yellow area, Brian.
So this is on the news. I can't zoom. They're kind of controlling
you can't
it.
Zoom in. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways, that area, so that's the Hollywood Hills. So a lot of movie stars, a lot of I've done a lot of filming up there. That's, those are very, very expensive homes. Apparently, so this is what to the Twitter sphere is saying is that Gavin Newsom, our governor, whatever you might think of him, apparently the reservoirs, he let them out to the ocean. So because what was happening last night is they ran out of water to fight the fires at the top of the Palisades fire. So the tanks were drained in the afternoon. And we were having winds. I was live on TikTok last night. I was on my roof broadcasting. The wind gusted so much I almost fell off my roof. That was like not fun. Yeah, we were getting 100-mile-an-hour gusts. So that was wild. And normally, like, we have the Santa Ana winds, but we don't have fires break out like this.
Right.
Yeah. So it's bad, man. It's bad. So, and now there's like 5 fires all over. I mean, here you go. High wind warnings. The winds have died down now, pretty much in my area, which I'm in Santa Monica. But
have they like, do they know the source of how this all happened, or
no? But I imagine it's either I was watching God, look at the red flag warning. I mean, that is a massive swath of pop. That's like 40 million people almost. That pink swath of that red flag warning is like 40 million people. That's 1.5 times the country of Australia.
Jesus.
Continent, not country, continent of Australia.
Yeah. So if you're caught up with the Karen Reed case, someone was telling me, Karen's attorney, Alan Jackson, his home, they said about 5 hours ago, the fire was about 2 blocks from his house. So I'm praying for Alan. I'm praying that him and his family are safe. We haven't heard any updates, but I'm sure if anything, happens, word travels fast about, Karen's team. So
it's bad. It's like, this is like devastating. So this is what they're zooming into. This is the fire between Nichols and Runyon Canyon. Jeez. And so just to give you a perspective, so this was yesterday. I was on a podcast at 10 o'clock in the morning, my time. So I'm, on Pacific time, obviously. Right. Oh my God, this is the before and after pics from CBS News. This is from my friend. My friend evacuated the Palisades. You want to see something wild? Let me show you this video.
Yeah, hang on.
This is my friend.
I'm gonna bring you up solo, so if you want to pull a video or something.
My friend sent this to me yesterday.
And call you. Thank you for doing this, because I hit you up really quick. I was like, "Are you home? Can you jump on and just?"
Well, I want to talk about this to raise awareness, guys, because this is a big issue. If you guys can donate, I put in my on my community page on YouTube all the links where you can donate for the fire victims. It's bad. So this is my.
This is Palisades High. That's Sunset.
This is Sunset Boulevard.
That's Sunset. That's Palisades High.
Wow.
Palisades High School is is completely on fire. That Sunset North Side.
This was yesterday at
Down
like
the
4 o'clock.
center. This is down the center. I was saving a cat. This is down the fucking center. I just hope that I get out of here alive. And I'm not fucking kidding. Oh
Wow.
my God! Oh my God, it's burning so bad down there. I just got to get the fuck out of here. So I just looked down to Mescal, and it's by the ocean. It is just, all of it was aflame.
Yeah, so Tabasco Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
Tabasco Canyon is like where I remember I'm always like running or walking or whatever. I'm usually right by Tabasco Canyon. I go hike up there, all that. Gone. There's a place called Moon Shadows.
Wow.
It's been there forever. Moon Shadows is gone. Moon Shadows is gone. The houses, like everything there, like all these structures that I used to walk past all the time, all gone. Everything's gone. Everything west of PCH is gone. And south of the fire. Houses, everything gone. The Palisades is probably gone. And I was years ago. I remember. I would like one of the goals I had was like, oh, I really want to buy a house in the Palisades. Glad I never did that.
Right.
It's like it's so tragic.
So question for you. Lacey Jane's asking my chat channel moderator for me. She said, Collier, is Marisol with you?
Marisol is downstairs, very angry, but she's downstairs.
So
she didn't get her walk.
You said you're about 2 miles from the actual fire right now.
Yeah, 2 miles.
What are you getting as far as the vibe in your neighborhood? Are people starting to kind of talk and evacuate? Or
no. Yesterday, our neighbors were talking about evacuating. Like everybody was panicking because they thought it was going to come down so fast, and because they were going to just like push, they were just going to keep pushing the evacuation orders. It started to like I said earlier this morning, the winds had died down probably like 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. So it was like, okay, it looks like they could catch up. And then the whole thing started again. The whole flare up. It's just,
we're seeing some people in from your channel. Fun Size asking, where are you, Collier? Please stay safe.
Thank you. I'm in Santa Monica. This was right when it started. Because the Santa Ana winds are going so crazy. Look at this plume of smoke behind me. Let me zoom in. I'll show you guys the fire. But I came out my deck just to see all my plants, which are all knocked over. I come out here to see this, and then this is happening. It's just wild. Check it out, guys. So there's the fire right there. Wow. And it is just. Winds are so crazy right now. There's gusts. So it was just, it's. I had never thought. I mean, look, I was here. So I was here. What was it? 2019, and we were out running around with cameras like dumbass. I'm a cinematographer and running around like dumbasses with Reds trying to film because what happened is that Bel Air caught on fire. Bel Air caught on fire, and the fire jumped the 405 freeway. So you were driving down the 405 freeway, and both sides of because you're essentially in a canyon
on fire. Yeah,
on fire, like an apocalypse movie. It was wild. I have an evacuation route if needed. Yes, I do. Fun Size. So my neighbors last night, or they're all started to talk about evacuating. My neighbor kind of called me because like, pack a go bag. You got to get the dog out. Blah 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 blah. Because even though I'm 2 miles, it's spreading so fast, and even they just adjusted the evacuation warnings to like include just south of Wilshire Boulevard now. So it's coming down, and that's like a mile and a half from where I'm
Let's
at.
listen to the feed first. You got a couple minutes, Collier. Let's listen to the feed really quick. Cool. By the way, just if anybody's asking, I'm not in my studio. I've been kind of sick the last couple of days, so no camera on it and stuff today. But the information, this is what we need, just the information. So here we go.
And they have extended their help to anybody in any evacuation zone. And on the line now is the CEO, Matthew Barnett. Mr. Barnett, thanks so much for joining us tonight. You've opened your doors to all evacuees. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, it is. And tragically, I'm looking at all the fires and my heart just breaks. I'm literally in tears. It's apocalyptic looking out here and seeing everyone looking out and seeing the fires on the hillside. And we have over 100 beds ready right now. I mean, literally all night long we'll be there at the desk, ready to take anybody in. 2301 Bellevue Avenue, Los Angeles, California. I mean, we're just here to serve. We've been here for 30 years, and I've never been more heartbroken. I've never been more saddened to see, you know, I can care less about the fact that I've been displaced, you know, really. I'm in my office and my family, my dogs, everyone. I'm looking at the fire and watching you guys, and I'm just in absolute tears. And all we want to do is provide solutions. And we got great old hospital rooms that we use for all of our volunteers that come, you know, in the summer to serve. But it's already ready to go. We got 3 meals a day, showers, room, everything. We just want to love on LA and take in anyone that's in need and just be there for this city that has just been so kind to us. And hopefully we've been kind in return, but we're ready, we're able, we're willing, we have the infrastructure in place, and we're ready to go.
Pastor, sorry, are you saying that you yourself are an evacuee as well?
Yeah, I'm by the Altadena fire. I've been without power for 30 hours or so.
So-
and
Go ahead, Collier.
The guy next to my mailbox where I get my mail at for the channel, he owns a business next door. He lost his house last night in Altadena.
So how far are you from Hollywood Hills? It's like right
there.
there.
I'm a good 5-6 miles away as the crow flies. So I'm way far away from this fire. But this used to be in my old neighborhood. But see, the problem is the winds are so high. So you ask about the fire starting, right?
Yeah.
The winds are so high. What was happening is the power lines were sparking. So that was lighting because there's so much brush. There's so much brush that wasn't clear. And yeah, there's reports of the fire hydrants being dry and all this other stuff too. So it's like there's just it's who is Rocco?
So Nick Rocco is one of the big supporters for Karen Reed. So he's update from Master Rebuttal. Thank you so much. Says update from Nick Rocco. AJ is safe, but waiting to hear about his home. Fire was very close about 2 hours ago. Wow. Peaches, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member of my channel. I appreciate that. And we have Collier Landry tonight as a special guest here. We jumped on kind of spontaneously. If you haven't and you're a part of my channel, please go over and subscribe to Collier's channel. You can find him on YouTube at Collier Landry. And also, we have a little show that we need to get back to doing.
Yeah, that's why I thought we were going to jump on there. I realized I was LTL media. I was like, no, never mind.
We've both been very, very busy. We're going to start getting back into that rotation in the new year. And you can check us out on that show at Collier and Brian Show on YouTube as well, where we just kind of just shoot the shit over there and hang out and, guy talk. So... wow, let's little more audio here.
Your colleagues, Clint Carlton, who had reached out to me when we first needed evacuation centers and said, hey, the Dream Center's open. So we have been providing that information to our viewers now for well over 24 hours. Did you in fact see some evacuees from any of these fires? Have you taken some in thus far?
Oh, yes, we have. We've taken many in. We've had one family lost their entire house. They came in, they lost everything. We've had individuals come in. We have people calling now. I mean, I really believe by tomorrow, all 108 of those beds will be filled. And the good thing about it is we'll just be there for them however long it takes. That's the whole Dream Center. We give people the luxury of time to really take their time to rebuild their life properly. And so it's, I think reality is setting in. The first few hours, it was a little slower, but now day 2, we're getting tons of calls. People are coming in now like crazy. Reality is setting in that maybe they just might not be able to go back for a while or come back to anything anymore.
Yeah. Well, if people want to help or get more information on what you guys do, it's dreamcenter.org. If you can donate, and
it's crazy because you're sitting here watching this live shot and there's just no fire trucks. There's no water. These people are literally just watching their houses burn to the ground.
Yeah.
And I just say this, like, look, I don't want to get super political.
But our mayor is in Africa on vacation.
Yeah. I don't want to get super political, but, people need to realize these things. If it bothers you, if this issue bothers you, when it comes to an election time, this is what I always say, everybody gets really hung up on, the national election for president. But the most important thing that you guys need to look into is who's running your communities, because you have to live there. 100%. You have to live there. And this infuriates me right now because I have a friend of mine that's, 2 miles from where these fires are, and there's nothing that can be done. And ultimately in the end is that, it's Collier's safety, in the end of all this, and Californians, I don't want to see anybody get hurt or die. But listen, if you live in California, This is a time to look at this and remember this. And if you're not, if you don't agree with what is being done, hold that against them. Hold your officials responsible and vote them out and get people in that will work for the people.
Absolutely. That's where it starts, is your local communities, for sure. It doesn't start in Congress, doesn't start in the president. It starts in your local communities and who you put in power. And we haven't done a very good job in California, in my opinion, with a lot of that.
It's sad. It's a very beautiful state. They have, some of the most beautiful areas in the country to go visit. And it's
Beautiful.
just,
I love where
politically,
I live.
they
Beautiful.
can't get it ironed out, man. It's crazy. Let's get a little sound here. Call you if you have to go. I don't mind. I know you
there, but we see some of those engines over driving around, a lot of red flashing lights. They're trying to save that building as the flames are getting dangerously close on the eastern side of that flank of the fire. They've already lost, by my count, about 3 or 4 homes there in the last hour and a half, as many of these active fires continue to burn in the Palisades. We say structure protection up there, but we don't know if they have any water. Remember at that press conference a couple of hours ago, the head of LADWP saying the 3 large water tanks they depend on here in the Palisades, she claimed, were full to capacity as the fire broke out. But then the trouble was, during the day yesterday in the evening in the firefight, it wasn't an aerial firefight. Remember, it was really a fire hydrant firefight, if you will. And they pointed out that 4 times the normal drain on the system, because all the engines were trying to tap into those fire hydrants. And as you recall, we saw a lot of that on our live coverage through the late afternoon, early evening hours. I remember that fire crew from Long Beach, Engine 10, came in and they had no water as they hooked up to some of the hydrants. So we have some, they were actually LA City fire crews up there looking at that home, hoping that those flames don't catch over. But the flames, and look at the wind and the smoke.
Do you know what town?
So you have
go ahead, call you.
So Altadena is really bad, like awful. Now you have the Hollywood Hills, which is like Nichols Canyon, Running Canyon. And the problem is all these areas are surrounded by brush, right? So last year we had floods. We had so much rain. We had floods. We had 3 months worth of rain in like 2 days, or so 2 years worth of rain in like 2 days or something crazy like that. So we had mudslides and things like that. The year before we had fires in Malibu, which were terrible, ravaged that area. So we haven't had rain, but they weren't clearing out a lot of the brush, which is why all this happened. And then the power lines, the high winds, the power lines start sparking and things like that, or you have arsonists who start these types of things as well. And the Hollywood surrounded by flames. Yeah, I mean that's entirely possible, Peggy.
Wow.
The conditions were rife for this, and it's so tragic because it's just you're seeing your entire community burn, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the winds were so high that they couldn't fly. It was hard to fly waterings. It was just like blowing in the wind, and it's just
This is going to be billions and billions and billions.
They're saying this is the worst disaster in California history, probably.
And it's not contained at all. Like all the reports are saying, it's just not contained. Wow. Let's get a little more audio here on the
that fire, the Sunset Fire that originally broke out around 5:30 in the 2300 block of Solar Drive, and it was just about 10 acres, and that blaze has grown and it is now threatening this area. So many, it's a densely populated area, so many apartments.
Dude, and I was just thinking, like all the Tesla cars that are out there, the batteries, it's just going to be really bad. Yeah,
they were trying to start the Teslas. Nobody can figure out how to. The problem is like all these people evacuated their homes and left the doors locked, so some of the firefighters can't get in, and they're trying to. It's just stupid. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, I get it. You want their stuff safe and all that.
Yeah. Let's hear what the locals have to say.
Running around the homes and knocking on the doors, banging on people's doors in the middle of the night. At first, they were like, "Oh, these people robbing me," but no, we were just trying to get around and saying, "Hey, leave the homes." It was a very surreal experience without the community. A lot of people wouldn't have been out the houses before the police got here.
Yeah, and you can hear the helicopters right above. There are, the battle is from above because it is difficult to get to that specific fire. It's near Runyon Canyon. What do you make of all of this?
I just think it's you know, it's a sad moment right now for LA, for Hollywood. It's, you know, we've had a lot to deal with all the fires going on, and for it to come to a place where everyone comes here and hikes and gets their relaxation on, and you know, it's just devastating. And it's so close. You've seen people offer to help people that were trying to move their things out. They were packing up, just putting all their valuables in it and taking off, just really distraught. It's just really sad.
Absolutely, it is terrifying because you just never know. You've seen the devastation from the other fires. This is the 5th fire already in the last since yesterday. It is just unbelievable. What did you manage to pack up and take?
Not much. I just kind of got about 2 suitcases worth and then put them in my manager's car and told her, hey, drive off. But as much as we could, honestly. You can't really, you don't, especially with a fire like this, you don't really play with it. I mean, at one point it was at the top of the mountain, 10 minutes later it's all the way at the bottom. So you just want to get out as fast as possible, especially with so much trees and stuff, the embers. I mean, you can see the ashes is flowing down. It's scary.
You listen to the order. There are some folks who decide not to leave. They want to stay. What's your advice based on what you're looking at? I mean, that is terrifying.
I would say just listen to, you know, the authorities and, you know, have faith in what they can do. And most of all, have faith in God. I mean, that's important right now. I think we just need to have faith and just hold prayers.
Well, thank you both so much for speaking with us. Hopefully your home will be just fine. You can see that firefighters are truly fighting this fire from above, and they're making those water drops. Again, this is
It's just crazy, man. Like,
I mean, so
I
you
just
can see how it's on all the sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. And then all that black area, that's all brush. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just gonna engulf in. Yeah.
Or even houses that are just don't have power now. I mean, it's all those little fires, and then there's no pressure, there's no water in the height. It's a perfect storm.
I just keep thinking like Maui, you know, like when Maui was just
Yeah,
that bad.
for sure.
You know, people were like in the ocean to protect themselves from fire. It's just really bad. Really, really bad. Shit.
Yep. Not a good thing. Mystery Singer, who's on my channel, she's a channel member. She was just evacuated. She lives close to Runyon Canyon here in Los Angeles.
Said some fires started because of high winds, knocked power
Hi,
lines.
Lady, how are you? Guys, yeah, so I'm safe. I'm about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the fire here in the Palisades, which is just out of control.
So what's your plan now? You'll keep monitoring, obviously, the situation, and then do you have, where will you head if you have to get out of the area?
I'm so glad you got all your stuff out. That's so great. It was like the fire at Running Canyon was so high, like 200 feet up. I've never seen. I'm sure it was. All these places are just overrun with brush and debris. It's perfect it's a perfect storm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are. Thank you so much, Gothic Breenax. Thank you so much, Gothic Brina.
So what would be your plan if you have to get
so
out?
I mean, I have a go bag ready, and I'll get Marisol out. I mean, there's places I can go for sure, but we're gonna stick it out for now. Like I said, I have clients in town. You know what I mean? So
crazy.
And they're here and they're leaving tomorrow. We're supposed to film at the beach tomorrow, so I don't even know what to do.
So Mary's asking, where will you evacuate to?
Probably. I mean, I have neighbors I can go to, you know, that are, you know, down south, a little further down south. So I'll probably go down there, and you know, I'll get out of the city for sure.
So a fan from your channel says, "Pray and love from Turkey." Turkey is watching us right now. Yeah,
thank you so much.
Wow,
Turkey, thank you. So it's really scary. It's you know, it's a fire. The problem with fire is fire can jump, right? So it's like, oh, it's across the freeway or whatever.
Yeah,
it can jump. That's how it happens. And then, you know, last night I was scared because the winds were so high and the power poles were like this,
just bending. Yeah,
bending, and the wires going. And I'm like, if those snap, they start a fire. I mean, that's always the thing with like earthquakes. Is the fire poles and the power lines go down, then they start fires. That's the real problem with earthquakes, as they say. It's like not only the devastation from the earthquake, but the fires that are caused by the earthquake because of the power lines.
Right.
So again, that's what you're seeing with all these other fires here in Los Angeles. You know what I mean? And look, I'm not a firefighter. You know,
sure.
my grandfather was, but not me. But I mean, I've been in plenty of fires in my life, unfortunately, and it's awful. It's awful.
Well, I just want you to be safe.
Pray for these people, guys.
Yeah, and I want you to be safe, and that's why I reached out right away and just said, hey, don't mess around with this.
Yeah.
And just wanted you to jump up and update us really quick, and we'll keep monitoring the situation. It's just really bad. If anybody's in and around these areas, get out. It's not worth staying there. I know Collier's going to keep updating, monitoring his situation, and I'm sure you'll let me know if you're going to leave, and just make sure that you're safe. And if you need anything, I'm only a phone call away and about 3,000 miles away.
I appreciate that. Hey, I pulled out my Larry Bird jersey the other day in preparation for St. Pat's in a couple of months. So we'll hopefully do a St. Pat's live on our channel.
Yes.
But before that, we'll do many other lives. But
yes, of course.
Thank you guys for checking in, guys. And say a prayer for Los. It's so crazy. It's like the whole city's on fire. I've been here for 25 years. Never seen anything like this. 23 years. Never seen anything like this.
Well,
it's wild.
Be safe. I'm sending you prayers. And thanks for jumping up with me really quick. And let me know if anything happens, just send me a text, call me. If you need anything, I'll try to do what I can do from here in Massachusetts to help you, but just let me know.
Thanks, man. All right, guys. Have a good night. Love all of you.
Yes. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. All right. That is Collier Landry live from California. And I'm going to be checking out here in a minute, but I just wanted to jump on and get, his take. I mean, he's only, what do you say? 2 miles from where the fire is basically blazing pretty hard right now. And, he'll keep us updated, but thank you all for jumping in really quick on this spontaneous live. I'll be back tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m. Going through the most recent Karen Reed hearing and Dr. Russell and Hank Brennan. We'll get into all that tomorrow. So thanks for jumping in. I hope everybody's doing well. If this is back on replay, check it out. Leave a comment down below, subscribe, and like this video. Be safe. If any my people inside in and around the California, LA area, get the hell out of there. Don't mess around. It's not worth it. And we will continue to keep praying for you all in California. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.